Hi everyone, so today we're going to talk about postpartum tips and tricks and suggestions that I have for you along the way for anyone that's about to experience it for the first time, second time, whatever. I actually, in making the list for this video, I texted my sister and my best friend who within the last year had babies, and they gave suggestions, and a couple of them I didn't really use or know about this past time that I had my first baby, and so I was like, I'm tucking that away for the next ones. So I hope some of you that are about to experience becoming a mother for the first time can take little suggestions from this video and use them for yourself, or if you're going to go through it a second time in the near future, tuck it away for a later date. Okay, this is so fun. Probably not the right word. Fun's not the right word. There are funner things in life than postpartum, but it's just like talking about it and the camaraderie between moms and suggestions everyone has. This is just a fun topic, okay? So I kind of separated these into recovery physically in the southern region and also breastfeeding for up here, you know, because that's a whole different story that isn't focused on quite as much as the other. We're gonna touch over all of that, and if you didn't breastfeed or if you're not planning on breastfeeding, you can kind of skip that portion, except the engorgement you're still gonna need some stuff. So, warning, this video might be TMI for some of you, so just move along. You probably haven't had a baby or about to have a baby, because once you get to that stage, it goes out the window, okay? As I have said previously, you guys know I love too much information. That's where I live. So I'm gonna start out by going over most of the things that you will get when you're leaving the hospital. So these are things that the hospital provides you when you are still inpatient in postpartum. Dermoplast is a numbing spray, a cooling or numbing spray, and it's literally just like a tss, and you spray it all in your region down there, okay? And it is the best, the best. So you'll probably leave the hospital with that. Most likely you'll also leave with some sort of mesh underwear that, take my advice and take as many with you as you can, because those things are the most comfortable things in the world, and they're so easy with all the other stuff that you have to kind of line your underwear with. Those are stretchy, they're comfortable, they go way up high, and I took a few. I used them when I was at home. I also think that the hospital provided me with witch hazel pads, but I got some on my own as well, and the brand is Tux. That's what I got, but it's just like moisture filled little pads like this that you can put in your underwear. This is still weird to talk about, and it's so cooling and refreshing. It feels clean, and you're gonna go through a lot of them, and I literally just would like line them all the way back, because that's technically what they're for, is like a help for hemorrhoids. I don't know. Luckily, I didn't get any of those. I was like, that was one of the main things I was worried about through all of labor and delivery, was getting that. And I was like, please, no. So, witch hazel pads, Dermoplast. Also, you'll take from the hospital a spritz bottle that when you go to the bathroom, you don't try and wipe. Don't do that. And it just squirts a little water to clean you and cleanse you without having to do any sort of harsh cleaning up. Those are also at Walmart if you don't get any. Just like, it's called perineal irrigation. Now you know. So I had on here huge panties. I literally wrote huge panties. Huge panties. Panties made for a literal giant, because you're bigger anyway, one. Two, there's a lot of stuff that you're adding into that region for healing, and you want to be comfortable. You're not going to be comfortable, but give yourself a chance, you know, give yourself a chance to be 10% comfortable. So my best friend, one of the things that she wanted me to add in this video was always Discreet boutique underwear. I hadn't heard of it, or nor was it suggested. She said they're very stretchy underwear that you can use, and for the first little bit you can, you know, put obviously pads in it, but when you start having not much, oh my god, but then as the weeks go by and you don't really have to put anything else in there. You can just wear the underwear, obviously, and dispose of it. She said they made her feel human again. Like, I'm gonna have to remember those for next time. So that's an alternative once your mesh panties run out, because I love those mesh panties. So I had a pregnancy pillow that I used pretty much all throughout my pregnancy, and the brand was Snoogle. A lot of pregnancy pillows you can use past pregnancy, so you can kind of use it for nursing. You can use it to kind of make like a little donut for you to sit on if you're having a really hard time with pain down there. I was extremely blessed. I don't feel like my postpartum experience was that bad. As far as like pain, it really wasn't that bad. I never took the Percocet that they sent me home with. I only took the high dose ibuprofen that they gave me a prescription for. I didn't have any trauma, really. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. So I want to tell people that are about to experience it for the first time, don't be so scared about afterwards. It's really not the worst part. It really isn't. So that leads me kind of into the next bullet point that I have is I had made these, like, before labor, I had made all these, I'm gonna call them padsicles because that's what Pinterest named them. Pinterest is good for recipes to eat and also making postpartum padsicles. So what it was like a huge freaking pad, let's just be real, like overnight with the wings, giant. You put aloe vera, like what you put on yourself for a sunburn. You put a little thing of aloe vera on the pad, some lavender and a little witch hazel, fold it back up, freeze it. Then when the time comes that you want to use it, you put it in the refrigerator to thaw a bit, and then you put it on. It's kind of just like a soothing ice pack. So I'm gonna be real, like I just said, I don't feel like my recovery was ever that bad, but I was prepared if it was gonna be, okay? Because I've heard some horror stories. But I never even used them. I know my sister made them. She had her baby 6 months before me, and I think she had made those and liked them, and so I made a ton and I never really used them. So that is an option if you kind of want to just have some of those tucked away in the freezer for when you get home. And also, you can get newborn diapers. Pour water, saturate like the newborn diaper, pour water in it, freeze it, and then same type of thing. You can use it as an ice pack in your underwear. And it's amazing. The hospital, once I got moved into my postpartum room, they made like a little perineal ice pack and put them in the mesh panties, and it was like going to the spa, you know? Okay, so we're gonna move on to breastfeeding. I don't feel like I probably was that prepared. I had a few things that I used and that were like the holy grail products that I'm really glad that I had, but I don't feel like it really was talked about obviously as much as the other subject, which, you know, maybe that's understandable, but it's a pretty big deal if you're breastfeeding for the first time and haven't been through it. So I'm just gonna start with a nursing tank top. This is what I lived in for a long time. Literally at home, I would wear the nursing tank top, panties, and a robe. That's what I lived in until I went to bed that night. And then I would do it all over again. It's like Groundhog Day. I liked the tank top because then I felt like I was covered all the way if I wore that with like some maternity leggings or jeans. But I felt like with the nursing tank top, I was covered rather than just it being a nursing bra. And so like all I had to have on was the nursing tank top. Secondly, nursing pads, buy them by the crate. Is that a term? I don't know, I'm just saying get a lot of them. I use the Lansinoh nursing pads. What I was not prepared for was how much my nipples killed me. I remember a lactation nurse in the hospital told me the first 2 weeks are the hardest. After 2 weeks, it'll be like flipping a switch night and day, and it'll be fine. I was amazed by how true that was. Every single time my daughter latched on, I made a physical face. It hurt that bad. As far as I know, the latch was fine. That's what I went over twice in the hospital with the lactation consultant, the latch. She said, she's doing great. It looks like she's doing great. She said, even if she's latching fine, you're still going to hurt. And so that's where I didn't understand, because I feel like it was drove into my head, if it hurts, it's not right. But she kind of said, listen, This doesn't hurt right now if I just kind of rub my finger back and forth on your shoulder. But if I did this for 30 minutes every 2 hours for, you know, the next 4 weeks, that's gonna really hurt. And so that kind of made sense. You're just not, your body has never done this before. It's gonna be like, what the heck? In conclusion, I bought the Medela Tender Care Hydrogel. It's literally just a film that you can put right over your nipples just for soothing relief. I think it's a 1 or 2 time use. However, I bought it like a week and a half in. By the time it got to my house, I was good. I had gotten over it. I never used it, but I know multiple people that have recommended that and said that they're lifesavers. A must-have is Earth Mama Nipple Butter. This stuff, it's all organic, so you can literally put it on after every single nursing session, and I did. And it's not going to deter them away, that it's not going to give them a weird taste when they nurse the next time. This stuff is so amazing and so soothing. If you've used another one that has worked for you before, obviously use that again. But if you want to try something different, this one is really amazing. And this whole Earth Mama is an all organic brand. So they actually have some really, really cool other products out there that I may use next time. I went through my whole pregnancy. I didn't have one stretch mark, not one stretch mark. However, when I left the hospital after having my daughter and my milk came in, stretch marks. 360 stretch marks. Yeah, so ask me how thrilled I was about that. This next time, I'm going to get a lotion that is all organic and fine to use on my breasts to maybe lessen the appearance of stretch marks or the risk of stretch marks. I don't know. I found that Earth Mama has a belly butter. It's said that it's still safe to use pretty much all over your body while you're breastfeeding as well, because it's all organic ingredients. And I know that there was a few others that I found online when I was looking. I'm going to do that next time just because I think that it will really maybe help or give me peace of mind about not having stretch marks. When I went back to work, I continued to breastfeed. I breastfed until about 6 months. That's really as far as I could go. My supply started dwindling, and I'm a nurse, and it's really hard to pump at work when you have 10 billion different things going on and you're getting paged right in the middle of nursing. So it just started affecting it, and I felt like 6 months was a good number. When I did go back to work, I still breastfed for another 3 months. So when I started noticing that my milk supply was dwindling and she was starting to take larger amounts of milk, so I kind of started freaking out, like I'm not going to be able to produce enough for her the more that she's taking. I found a breastfeeding supplement online. The brand is called Upspring. I think they have a few different products out there. The one that I got was the Milk Flow supplement that was a powder that you can just mix with a drink. I got the chocolate, mix it with a little milk, chocolate milk. I thought it was good, and I seriously did notice a difference. So the first few weeks that I was home and starting to breastfeed, it was unbelievable how hungry I was. I can't even explain it to you. It was like famished, like I hadn't eaten, like someone was physically starving me. So a tip for you, and something I'm gonna do next time, is stuff the nightstand with granola bars, snacks, nuts. Like literally, I'm gonna stash the nightstand with food. If my husband wakes up and sees me pigging out at 1:30 a.m., mind your business. Worry about yourself. You have to eat a lot of calories when you're breastfeeding as well. That's the best part of it. Okay, so that's pretty much all that I had to say. I know you've probably heard much of these things before, but hopefully I had 1 or 2 things that you hadn't thought of or prepared for. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you have any suggestions for other videos, please comment down below. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi guys. So, I don't like that. Dang it, my nose itches, you guys. What in the world? I don't want it to turn my, I need to slow this down. I'm getting too excitable. But I seriously didn't leave the house for 2 full weeks. Some people are different, and I'll probably be different next time depending if it's like in the flu season, because then I'll be a freak. I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's just a big muscled man walking in the street. It's not something you see every day.